Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Tuesday. Welcome into the morning Hookup. Bill Hooks, Elijah Herbal, YZ, back on the ones and twos. Hope your Tuesday's off to a great start. Mine is off to a way better start, knowing that I didn't wake up sweating just because it was so hot. No matter what house situation you got going on, AC's not keeping up. But, man, what a beautiful morning. Got a little rain this morning, which is a little surprise and welcome for a lot of people. But it was nice. I had the windows down this morning. Next couple of days, we're going to get some relief the next 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
It'll kick back up.
I did still wake up a touch, buddy, but
yeah, not bad.
not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad as it could have been.
Not as I was sitting there yesterday having dinner. It's one of those nights where we debated, do you go out to dinner or do you cook dinner? Because then you got ovens rolling. We had the grill going last night, and it was even more hot. Or do you, get in your car and go somewhere else where it's still going to be hot? It was hot because we cooked last night. It was one of those debates. Really, once you were home, you're like, ugh, I don't want to go anywhere. It's too hot.
Ended up not going to the pool yesterday, mainly because we got to the pool, felt the water was hot.
Yeah.
So we were like, there's no point.
It was 110 out and a 101 in the pool.
Yeah. Can't even cool off like that.
I ended up cooking outside for the same reason, Hooksy, is I didn't want to warm up the house too bad. Didn't matter. The house still warmed up.
Yeah, we did both. Had the grill going, you're in and out, right, with the grill. But then we did corn on the cob. We did on grill, but then you had we did some baked sweet potatoes, but you had the oven going, some asparagus. So it kind of just heated everything up. It took a little while to get it cooled down.
Yeah.
And our kids, by the way, I'm wanting to kick them out of the basement because the basement was beautiful, but they had buddies and they were PS5 rolling and all the good stuff. I'm like, all right, we'll get it out here.
My roommates were up at a concert. Black Keys were in Omaha last night.
Oh my gosh.
Sounded freaking hot. Where I decided to fire up the smoker yesterday and just do a quick little smoked chicken after work.
Mm-hmm.
Problem being, didn't realize I got one of the pellet smokers. Auger jammed halfway through.
No.
Go outside to check it, temp the chicken. And my smoker sitting at 125. And I'm like, oh no.
Well, this will take 17 hours.
Yeah, I had chicken at 11 p.m. last night.
11 p.m.
11
But was it
p.m.
good?
It was great. Don't get me wrong. I have plenty of leftovers for the next couple of days before I head off to Breckenridge. But
you're going to get some phenomenal weather out there.
Yeah, but 11 p.m. chicken was not ideal.
Not ideal.
I was sitting there about 8:30 getting pretty hungry. And so everyone to go temp the chicken. And I go, oh no.
Yeah, not ideal to eat when you're like, they're like, oh, I'm really, really hungry. Now what?
Because then you got to get the temp fired all the way back up.
Yeah, because it's got to go all the way up and get going.
Yeah, and so
probably messed up your side situation too, did it not?
My side was just some rice.
So okay, so
nothing
that you didn't have to time. I'm a big timing guy.
Mm-hmm.
My family likes to go, whoa. I'm like, wait a minute, those don't go in yet. This is all
you
time. It all needs to come
time.
out together.
Yeah, or within 15 minutes of each other. Yeah. No,
so
it was pretty. Pulled the chicken off about 10:30. Fired the rice up.
Yep. Perfect. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Flex, and good morning, Shane. We're gonna talk. We got a lot going. We're gonna talk a lot of football today. There's some NFL stuff going on. We're about a week away from camp. SEC Media Days were yesterday. A lot to be said there. We'll look at some teams at the SEC. They had a lot to say. See where that's at. ESPN, boy, by the way, we're going to get to that here shortly. What's happening at ESPN right now? Layoff. Well, do you call it Black Monday, Black Tuesday, or just, I don't know, the week of, I don't know what you call it, but it's happening. A lot of layoffs at ESPN. There's names popping out. As one big one yesterday was a weird one. Ryan Clark. We'll talk about that. Today, Robin Washit, NorthCarolina.com.
And today with ESPN, you got a name that's,
there's a couple of them.
Feels like one of these guys has been around ESPN for forever. So
yes. Robin Washit, we'll talk some hoops with him. A little football with Robin Washit. No Brian Munson today. We'll have him Thursday. He will come back with us on Thursday. So, again, NFL, college, a whole lot of that. YZ, your Red Sox. Congrats. Still rolling. Dramatic fashion. Bottom 8 home run?
Bottom 8, Caleb Durbin hits an absolute tank. Chapman comes on in the 9th, gets second and third, 2 outs. Liner to shortstop. Chang makes an amazing play. Game over.
14 straight now.
Speechless.
You don't know what to say right now, dude. Like I don't know what to do with my hands.
Just gonna ride it out as long as it goes.
No, I got.
They got it to back of it. It's still 6 games.
Still 6 games, but are we starting to look at that Oakland A's record from the Moneyball movie? Was that 2022?
Yep.
Man,
is that something we're gonna look at here?
It feels like it's just magic. Like they find a way no matter what. They'll go down. So other team will commit a mistake. They take advantage of the mistake. They're firing on all cylinders right now. So when is it going to end? I don't see it ending soon.
This is the longest streak, by the way. Have you seen how long it's been? So they've run 14 straight games. Or what the record is?
1955.
80 years ago.
Yeah.
80 years ago, they were led by Hall of Famer Ted Williams on a 15-game winning streak.
Go again tonight against the Orioles. And the thing about this streak right now, too.
And by the way, the Orioles had won, 7 straight?
Yeah, they're the second hottest team in baseball. Think about the streak right now, too. You're playing a lot of AL East teams. Like, what this is doing for you in the division, you just keep moving up, keep moving up, keep moving up. The Yankees have the Dodgers.
Well, the Dodgers lost another one yesterday. No, yeah, Philly's got them again.
The Yankees just had the Dodgers.
Now the Dodgers only have a 24-game lead in the NL West.
Now they can take the rest of July off and still and most of August and be fine.
They could probably go on a 22-game losing streak and still win that division.
The broadcast last night, they were talking about just what the Red Sox have been doing on this streak, and it's just playing the game and not trying to do too much, having it come to you.
Weird. It's the 3 things we talk about in all of baseball.
Yeah.
Throw strikes, make the routine play, score runs. Pretty simple game when you do it right. I mean, look at last night. It was another game last night. We're talking about execution. If you caught the end of the Royals game, Bobby Witt, by the way, goes out with back tightness. His replacement. Second and third, bases loaded, I believe. Something like that. Second and third, I can't remember what this here was. Bunted in the winning run.
Some little stuff.
Bunted in the winning run.
And if you bought the cheapest ticket in baseball last night, you did yourself well.
Yeah. Did you see how that one did? How that one? You talking about the Angels game?
Also, Royals was cheapest game last night. I believe Angels was cheapest tonight.
The Angels, by the way, if you had one of those tickets or one of those cheap tickets, did you see how that one ended?
They walked it off.
Yeah. Hit by pitch. Bases loaded, hit by pitch.
And you could have seen it for last night wasn't $1. Last night was like $7.
Yeah, a couple of the cellar dwellers last night getting it done with some wins last night. A bunt and a walk-off hit by pitch.
Speaking of some cellar dwellers, the Rockies did not get it done. They lost 7-3 to the Nationals, but we don't need to go there.
That's okay.
We're going streaking. We're talking about the Red
Speaking
Sox.
of watching that, ESPN, since we're there, ESPN baseball, I have a lot of baseball stuff and going on. Man, it is a dark week so far at ESPN with the layoffs that are being either sources are saying then some of the names. Got word yesterday, Ryan Clark out. That was like on a show.
Yeah, apparently
he was there and then he wasn't.
They pulled him to the side in the middle of NFL Live
and said, "Sorry, bro.
Sir, you're done. Oh, also, you can't even finish the show today."
No, you're done.
What?
You're done.
That speaks to just
what ESPN is and who they are.
Yeah.
Can you wait?
Yeah, you can't wait till the end of the day.
Can you just wait and be like human?
Or you couldn't have done this on Friday? You're doing it Monday on your show?
Yeah, Fridays are usually good days, by the way, just to hey,
by the way,
you finish up your stuff.
Your weekend just got a little longer.
Hey, you finish up your stuff. Meet me at 4:30. We need to talk, conversation, and move on. But that gets done. Then you get word this morning, sources saying, I think the Athletic is now reporting out there, Carl Ravitch is going to be out at ESPN.
After 33 years.
Which is crazy because when you think Carl Ravitch, boy, you think straight baseball. You think College World Series. All the great calls he's had, the great moments he's had in the booth. 33 years. And another one that is now the update coming in is Tom. I'm going to mess the name up. You got the name. I already even forgot it.
Tom
Pelissero, one of their NFL Network's top insiders, is also now expected to be let go at ESPN.
So I get the feel. And Pelissero, he's been around because he was with NFL Network for a bit. Is that right?
I think that's one of their top insiders right now.
But it does feel like ESPN is just kind of going all in on Schefter as their NFL coverage, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed how within the past year or so, Schefter's really branched out on Twitter and kind of he's been talking golf, he's been talking basketball. They have realized the star they have in Schefter, and they're kind of expanding him out. And I wonder if what's the best way to put this? I guess I don't know how contract negotiations go behind the scenes, but I wonder if they have to pay Schefter handsomely for what he is.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
You know, Schefter's 60.
what?
Yeah,
He doesn't know.
No,
yeah.
I did not know
How did
that.
that job not age him?
He looks like he's like what 40.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm looked older than Schefter. Jeez. It is kind of the way of what you're noticing through either viewing ESPN, watching ESPN, the way you view it, whether you're streaming ESPN on the app, whether you're streaming, you're actually watching Sports Centers or you're watching those things. But you made a great point about like Schefter. If you're noticing some of the guys out there and gals that are doing things, it's multifaceted now, where it's not, you're not just, it's no longer good enough right now in the world of whether changing costs, changing, rising of whatever, to just be one centrally focused individual. You have to do more.
Look at Herb Street. Herb Street was just a great college football guy. They've got him doing a whole bunch of NFL stuff now as well, covering that.
Yep.
I look at is Stephen A. ESPN?
Yeah, he's ESPN, isn't he?
I mean, where he's branching out and not just doing. I mean, he was pretty much like the basketball guy. Now he talks everything, and he's on soap operas and doing all these things.
I mean, he's on the NFL. Is he on NFL draft?
NFL draft coverage, yeah. So all these ESPN, it's as you said, it's not good enough to just be
just one. You can't just go,
lane.
I'm your college basketball guy, or I'm your NFL person.
They can't cut Jay Billis, can they? Because he is kind of just their college basketball, but he does talk some NBA now.
Don't you? Yeah, you see him at the draft.
Yeah.
But he's talking about the college version more of the NFL, but it's
He
almost like
talks
you
a lot
have
NBA.
one person at the top of each of them. And I feel like Jay Billis would be their guy that they would build around and cut around him. He'd be their top guy. As much as documented, don't like the school he went to. He's the best. He's the best. He has an ability that when he's calling those games to set himself aside, where he went, all that. Jay Billis is one of the best. I think he's the best. So he's the guy that I would look at and go, like, college basketball, we're going to build this around you. But you're right. He's talking some NBA too. He's dabbling into it. You see him on special on some of the telecasts of NBA games occasionally. More names to come. I think we thought or heard maybe 4 to 6 names.
Mhm.
Good serving. Now you've gotten 3. Ryan Clark, Ravitz, Pelissero. Got it.
Nailed it.
I'm sure there'll be more to come at the ranks of ESPN. It's going to be disappointing to hear Carl Ravitch.
Wonder what he does next. I mean, because he's been
It's like
he
the
has
MLB
been-
Network on the phone right now trying to get him. Or where does it go? What
if it's like
network?
an Apple TV? Because I know Apple does their baseball coverage.
And for me, it's like that mainstay of him being, I mean, I don't know how does college baseball get him there to Omaha every year?
He won't be.
He won't be, which is unfortunate.
Oh, it's going to sound so different.
It's going to be weird.
That was
mean,
that
even
was the
like-
big surprise because Ravitch to me was ESPN's coverage of baseball.
Yes.
From Little League, College World Series, MLB, but losing that MLB Sunday Night Baseball contract that'll hurt you.
Just too bad. You haven't seen above blue, but more to come on that. I'm sure ESPN has their things, but man, what a bad look though. Whether you like Ryan Clark or not, the way they did it was awful. Go to commercial, come back, Ryan Clark gone. Did you see the crew was on there just nodding their head for a minute like they knew?
I didn't see that.
There was a video like they're just like this and they go to commercial and it's like it was so weird because it's like he was the last to know.
Well,
people around him knew. They're like, hey, by the way, when we go to commercial, it'll be just the 3 of you.
It's not just brutal for him, it's brutal for the rest of the talent on that show.
Oh, they have to compose themselves, be professionals, come back.
And whether it's pre-show, after to act with a guy like you don't know that he's going to be gone halfway through the show, or to be caught surprised halfway through the show and be like, oh yeah, you know that segment we had planned with Ryan? We got to find something new on the fly.
Yeah, we got to do something new. Can't do that one.
That's ridiculous though.
Unfortunate news. And again, this is a lesson out there as well. Regardless of what you think about people or your opinions are, never want to see things like that happen. You never want to see people lose their jobs, right? Because you got to think about the effect of not just that individual, it's the people around you, but the families, the spouses, the kids, whatever the case is. Never I ever try to teach my kids this. You never want to have I want something bad to happen to that person. They should be fired. Because when you say those statements, be careful of what you're really saying. People are losing their livelihoods. People are losing their purpose, their mission, their passion on those.
And for a guy like,
and Clark said a lot of all those guys bad takes. Like there's the take where he's like, he called the guy a non-athlete perspective. I get, yeah, right. Okay. Awful to say it. He called Tom Brady a non-generational quarterback along with Manning, Bree, all that. But you never want to say, hey, I hope he gets fired.
Well, ESPN's a hot take network.
It is.
That's what they've devolved into recently. With Clark specifically, the timing is brutal. Right?
I mean,
a lot of NFL coverage for the year has already been solidified, and now you find yourself out of a job right before fall training camp opens up. We talked about it.
Yeah, we're a week away, like a little over a week away from camp.
From like the main ones, the first teams are reporting tomorrow. The teams that are playing in the Hall of Fame game, which is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. What do we say? 2 weeks and 2 days away from the Hall of Fame game, which is shocking. Now, Ryan Clark, I mean, that's timing-wise very, very tough.
Brutal. So, oh, boy, continue coverage of that. There'll probably be more today or the next couple of days out of ESPN. So let's take a break. When we come back, flip the script, and we're going to talk with Robin Wash with HuskerOnline.com. That's
got to figure that one out.
Nice. Got to do that now. You have a lot going on.
A busy Tuesday got busier.
Yeah, it did. Jeez. We started watching. I wasn't going to because I'm like, it's gonna be really silly. But somebody told me to. Have you the new Netflix 10-episode series The Hawk?
Oh, with Will Ferrell.
It's really good.
It's good. I just saw him dressed up like a buffoon at the World Cup final.
We're halfway in. We watched 5 episodes last night, me and my wife.
Wow.
Yep. There's like 30, 35. They're like not hours. It's really good.
Elijah, are we going to reschedule that meeting we had today?
At 11?
Yeah.
You have to leave.
Yeah.
Elijah has an appointment to move some furniture.
Move some furniture and then grab some lunch with my uncle. So
might have to just tell Moti like you can push it to tomorrow.
Tomorrow would work much better.
Yeah.
Hey, Motzi.
We started a new show, new reality TV show, Married at First Sight. They actually get married, and it's the first time that they've met these people.
That's incredible.
It's actually crazy.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
Robin Washington. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy Tuesday. It's been our guy from HuskerOnline.com, Robin Wash. Wash, what's up, brother?
I like the intro song.
It's like, I don't know how to even like relate that to something. Time after time. Oh, I know what it is. It's the Sioux Fall game coming up for Nebraska basketball. Time after time, tickets keep getting sold out. Boy, that was special. I think, did you say it was like 20 minutes that they got sold out?
Yeah, I think so. And, it is a small arena, so it's not that big a deal. But, I think it shows that why, once again, that's such a priority game for Nebraska to play, because it's just a win-win in every capacity with, the neutral site bump and but also getting the luxury of a home court advantage that's probably just as good if in some ways as your actual home arena. So yeah, no brainer, and this shows why. And I thought it was interesting. Some Boise State media saw my tweet and was like, "So much for a neutral site." And it's like, yeah, you guys should have known when you signed that contract what you were getting into. So another example of Sioux Falls being a home away from home.
Well, I have a feeling the Boise State administration knew what they were getting themselves into. The fans may not have.
I would hope so. Yeah. This might be a rude awakening for the Bronco faithful.
Yeah.
I do wonder with Husker fans selling this out, whether that game for some folks out there could be a replacement with, a lot of folks make it to that one Husker road game every single year. And I wonder if this game can be a replacement for some of those folks that aren't as enthused by the football team this year.
Maybe. And fun thing is that there's a few to choose from. You got Kansas City, you got Chicago, you got Mohegan Sun, and then obviously Sioux Falls. So there's some, and that's just the non-con. So plenty of unique destinations for Husker basketball fans to check out this year.
In terms of the Big Ten ones, I know sometimes those are a little bit more of a road trip or maybe a longer flight, but do you have a recommendation in terms of the Big Ten road venues to go check out? I think we've talked about the Purdue Mackey Arena before. Any others that come to mind as being a potential good road trip destination?
Yeah, I've never been to Mackey, and a lot of that is because Nebraska usually loses by like 40 every time they play out there. So, it's not quite worth the investment, or at least hasn't been. Assembly Hall is obvious. That's a historical landmark in college basketball, and regardless of what Indiana does, it's kind of like seeing Memorial Stadium. The team is what it is, but the venue has so much history, and it's just a really cool place to watch basketball. The fans are great, and I've become a real big fan of Bloomington, especially because I've never actually hung out there until this past year. A lot of times we just stay in Indianapolis and are kind of in and out. So actually getting to hang out in Bloomington and then, watch Nebraska get a big road win, and then also be in town for Indiana's college football playoff semifinal and national championship. That was pretty cool. And so Bloomington vaulted up my list of Big Ten campuses after this past basketball season.
Again, we're speaking to Robin Wash with HuskerOnline.com. Well, speaking of pretty cool, man, you wrote about this, and don't want to give it all away, but man, we had a coach return, a former coach return back to walk the hallways a little bit after, again, a guy like Tim Miles returned. He ushered Nebraska into Pinnacle Bank Arena. We all know about the historic season they had with the no-sits, all that stuff. Talk about his return, what it meant, I know, for him, but also about that coaching fraternity of how those things come together. Obviously, Tim gets fired from here. You move into a new era, but then again, he gets a chance to return back to a place that he did a lot of great things with him and his staff here.
Yeah, so Tim has been back in Lincoln several times, pretty much once a year, because he's still got connections here and stuff. So, he's not a stranger to Lincoln, but this, I guess, last week was the first time he'd been in the Nebraska basketball coach's office since he was fired in 2019. So you're talking about 7 years or so removed from walking those halls. And, it started last year, when he, like everybody else, was watching Nebraska's historic season. And what caught his attention as much as anything was how well Nebraska defended without having elite talent. And, being at San Jose State, that's kind of something he's got to work around as well, where he's not going to get the most freak athlete players. So scheming around what they can and can't do is pretty important to success. And he thought that Nate Lenzer's defensive scheme did that well as anybody he'd seen. So, while he was back in town this past weekend, he was, out golfing and, doing his stuff. I think he played around with Darren Erstad and some other guys. So while he was in town, he decided to call up Fred and said, "Hey, do you mind if I swing by and talk to Nate Lenzer and just kind of pick his brain about his defensive scheme and just kind of how he's able to do what you guys are doing defensively?" And Fred, didn't, without hesitation, said, "Yeah, sure, come on down." And so Tim was able to come down, I think last Monday, and visit the office, reconnect with some staff members that were still there or were there when he was the coach. And so it was kind of a trip down memory lane, and, I'm sure a little bit emotional for him too, because despite the way it ended, he's got a real fondness for Nebraska, particularly Nebraska fans. He mentioned to me just how he still remembers, even when his teams weren't the best, that Pinnacle Bank Arena was always sold out and the fans were always there to support. And he's never forgotten that. So, to see the fans especially get rewarded with last season, he thought was a pretty cool deal. So, just kind of a cool story all the way around that, that despite it not going the way that Tim and I'm sure a lot of other people wanted, the Bridges are alive and well, and, people are able to put egos aside and, kind of remember the good times as opposed to dwell on the bad.
Well, and with as much as Husker basketball fans do fondly remember, almost all the former coaches of Nebraska basketball around here, it's another case of Fred Hoiberg just kind of getting it feels like. He feels so in touch with the fan base of what Husker basketball is.
Yeah, and what's cool is this wasn't even about the fans. This was just him. The only reason I found out about it was somebody at Firethorn let us know that Tim was in town and was going to go meet with Lenzer. So this wasn't something like a publicity stunt. This was just Fred being Fred. And I think that's what makes him such a great leader, that, he just does this stuff. You got to wonder how many times stuff like that happens that we don't even hear about, So that's a good reflection of who he is. And, again, kind of talking about the egos, there's some coaches that would not want their predecessor anywhere near their program, but Tim opened the doors and let him, kind of try to steal some ideas from his top assistant. And, it was all love.
Robin, as you look at this team, coming into last year, I think we were preseason rated in the Big Ten, 14th in the Big Ten was the number. And
yeah, I think it sounds right.
Obviously exceeded expectations. Putting this team with the rest of the Big Ten, where do you have us ranked coming into next season?
I think they're top 5, and I think that's fair. There's probably some other people outside of the Nebraska bubble that might think differently and have a do it again mentality. But I think Nebraska's earned the right to be a top 5 team, and a lot of it is what they bring back and what they've assembled this offseason. But also, the Big Ten's got a lot of voids to fill in their own right. You're defending national champions going through a coaching change. You've got, teams across the league that have their own issues and question marks. And so, Nebraska's certainly got their concerns and things they've got to figure out, but so does everybody else in the league. And I think the emphasis on retention, bringing back a first team all conference player, the Big Man Sixth Man of the Year, Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year, and a lot of kind of proven veteran pieces. I think Nebraska has every reason to be in that conversation as a top tier team in this league going into the year. Now they have to prove it and live up to it, but as of now, I think they've earned the right to be in that conversation.
Let's flip up, talk a little football, man. We're a little over a week away from Big Ten Media Days, as they'll make their way up there on, I think, July 30th. They'll be at the podium there talking. What are give me some thoughts, man. What are you thinking about that maybe hoping to? I know we don't learn a lot at Big Ten Media Days, but maybe thoughts on what the message might be, or just some, maybe we can learn something from the 3 individuals that are up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Really, it's Rule. None of the guys they brought do a lot in terms of learning anything. you might get some insight on them, like personally, but as far as the team goes, like it's all Rule. So his message, he hasn't talked in a group public forums since the spring game. So it's been a long time since we've gotten an update, and a lot has happened. They've gone through a lot of work behind the scenes and by design. So just kind of getting an update on where things stand going into camp. What groups have kind of made that jump over the summer that he was looking for. Because we talk about questions to answer this year. Nebraska's got a whole bunch of them, and we're going to find out sooner than later just how much progress has been made there. So just to get an update on kind of what's happened over the last few months, and then also kind of where things stand as they get back to real football here in a few weeks.
It's Robin Washut with us here, and Robin, as you look ahead to real football, I guess what are some of the storylines that come out of fall camp that you think are just fall camp fodder? I guess you always get the stories every single year about, well, the offense is won this day, the defense is won this day. What things should fans have their ears perked up about? What things do you think fans should leave to the side once the fall camp craziness kind of rolls around?
Yeah, I mean, you take kind of reports from practice for what they are. A lot of one group's success could be a reflection of how much struggles are going on with another group and vice versa. But there's position battles that need to get figured out. We got to see what the running back situation is going to be. There's some defensive starting jobs that are still up for grabs. And so, there's certainly things to learn over fall camp going into the opener. But I think a lot of it is just, kind of wanting to see a continuation of certain groups, particularly the quarterback and, the offense and what that picture is going to look like. And then revamping the entire defense with, new coordinator and, scheme. And then on special teams too, there's a lot of changes going there. So, I think a lot of it is just trying to find some more answers about the progress that's been made in a pretty change heavy off season that, we really haven't gotten a lot of answers to because it's been so locked down over there really all off season. But as far as so-and-so's look good or some random walk-on not walk-on, but random end of the depth chart guy that has looked good. I think we've learned time and again that a lot of times those stories don't mean much once things get for real and they actually start playing games. So I would advise to read those headlines with a grain of salt.
We talk about expectations for the basketball team, and then if we move to expectations for the football team, obviously not quite as high as the basketball team. But if the football team were to exceed expectations, what in your mind, what does that look like? You have 3 playoff teams on your schedule this year. Do you need to win one of those games to exceed expectations, or what will fans need to see for sort of the sentiment of, okay, that was a successful year?
They got to keep winning. I'd say about 500 or at least 500 is the bare minimum. And then there's the optics of it too. If you start 5-0 and then finish 1-6, how good are you feeling about a bowl trip? It's kind of not just the final record, but how you look in getting there. And so that's, with the way the schedule shapes up, not only do you have those teams, but they're all in the back half of the schedule. And so Nebraska obviously needs to start fast. I think 4-1 is the minimum, and 5-0 is ideal going into October. And then just try to, show that you belong, that you aren't like the JV playing varsity when Indiana comes to town, and when you go to Oregon, and then when Ohio State comes to town. And so that's the next step, is not only winning the games you're supposed to win, but don't get embarrassed in the games in which you're underdogs. That to me is progress. So even if you're losing, you're showing tangible signs of being a more competitive program against the best in your own league. So that's for me. You got to start fast. The schedule is favorable for the first 5. And if you can take advantage of that, you set yourself up to really, take a jump and show that you've actually made some progress. But, even if you are 5-0, if you get shelled by 30 or 40 in 3 of those games and then go and lose to Iowa, like you've lost any momentum that you may have gained. So, it's kind of a tale of 2 seasons here, where the table is set for them to do some good things early, but then the next challenge becomes translating that into a much higher degree of difficulty over the second half of the season.
Rob, we talk about the team, the players, but of these new coaches, a lot of new faces on the sidelines now, maybe for the better, some cohesiveness going on. But which one of those new coaches, that, in your opinion, one will have the most eyes on them, and who faces the most uphill battle, and that needs to get their unit up to speed pretty quick? You mentioned Maher, you got Wade, Aldridge, and there's some more. But which one of those guys you think had the eyes on them and face the biggest uphill battle to get us back to where we need to be?
Yes, it's Orich, no doubt. Like, he has a big task on his plate, not only just taking over, the highest level of defense he's ever coached, but also, taking over some of the biggest question marks on the team. Like, if Nebraska can't stop the run, they're not going to beat any of those teams that we talked about. And you're not just going to lose, you're going to get smoked. So, like, he's got a big challenge, with that defensive line and that front seven transitioning from a 3-man front to a 4-man front, and getting that group not only ready to play, but ready to play at a really high level. Because, that part of it is probably as critical as anything. You can say what you want about Calandria and, special teams and all that stuff. Like, you can do everything right on offense, but if you can't stop anybody and if your offense can't get the ball, it's game over, especially in the Big Ten. So, I would say that Arch's responsibilities here in this year 1 transition rank right up towards the top of the most crucial to Nebraska's success. And, there's a ripple effect. It's not just him. He's got his staff that's also taken on that responsibility, but he's the guy. He's the guy that Matt Rule went and handpicked and, kind of wanted to shake things up with. And, they need to see some pretty quick returns for this season to be the potential step forward that, Rule and everybody else needs it to be.
It's Robin Washut with us here on the Morning Hookup. And Robin, before we get you out, I do need to ask, we're a week away from Big Ten Media Days. Right after that, essentially fall camp gets underway, and then it is just busy through the football season, and for you into basketball season as well. How are you planning on spending your last few days before the craziness really kicks off? And anything special planned?
Try to do as little as possible, to be honest with you. I gotta try to make some time for my buddies, and then reconnect some guys that I haven't seen as much as I've been meaning to see, because that only gets harder to do later in the year. Got my wife's birthday coming up, so I got a lot of responsibilities and on that front. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's about just taking advantage of the downtime while the little bit of downtime still remains.
Watch, is it all what at what point now, because you and I are in the same fantasy football league, do we start will the chat start picking up again, and we start yelling at people to get their keepers in?
Yeah, I think we should start that right now.
Right? I think the message be sent, because there will be a few of them that will sit on their hands until the last minute.
Yeah, just out of spite, really. So no one else can prepare for their drafts because we don't know who anybody's keepers are. That's not few things irk me in the fantasy football realm than dudes that wait until the absolute deadline to submit their keepers. Because, personally, I enjoy preparing for a draft. Like, the draft's the best part of fantasy football. And there's certain guys that just get off on ruining that experience for everybody as much as they can.
I think you would get the award for most prepared, and the guy talking right now will get the award for the least prepared, by the way.
Well, 2 conflicting styles, but we each have our own approach, right?
That's right. So, all right, Rob, we appreciate your time, my brother, man. Take care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, man. See you later.
Robin Wash at HuskerOnline.com. Great stuff from him. As always on a Tuesday, let's take our final break of the hour and come back with a lot of this day in sports. Lloyd, Stephanie Ball, and Tom Passalero. Part of ESPN. Yep, gone. Lloyd, Bell, and Tom.
Oh, Lloyd. Oh, I had to look him up.
David Lloyd. They're reporting that now, too.
A lot of tenure. You better believe I've already been running mock drafts for my fantasy football draft, though.
Yeah. How many of you ran so far?
4.
Well, I should mention we're in a 2-keeper league, and we do not. The draft positioning does not get done till all the keepers are in, and we have people a few that will hang on until the end.
We have 47 days, 9 hours, 13 minutes, and 40 seconds until our draft.
I don't know the exact number, but ours is always the Sunday. The Sunday prior to, is that Labor Day?
Yep. Labor Day Monday. Yeah,
Yep.
same.
We do it Sunday.
We do it Sunday,
same day.
We do it Sunday evening, but you guys do an all day.
Oh
affair,
boy,
don't you?
get there like at 9, start at 10 or something, and it's just a 25 or whatever round. The big board's up, tables are set out.
Yeah, we got
We bring food in from a chicken joint, sponsored by.
We do 7 p.m. Though folks usually start rolling in around 5:30ish.
Oh yeah, you gotta get your prime spot.
You gotta get the prime spot.
We just set up.
We set it up. We got my living room has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. So we bring in some lawn chairs. We bring in the keg. I think I'm gonna do a pork butt in the smoker. One of the league members, Brady, always brings his queso dip. Patrick is he's going to be doing a smoked buffalo chicken dip. That's why, because we traded the rights for the smoker. That's what he's going to be doing. Smoked buffalo chicken dip and maybe some other appetizers as well. I'll have the pork butt. I'll probably do pork butt and coleslaw and do pork butt sandwiches.
Oh, Memphis style.
Yeah, you know ball.
Hooks, you guys cater Canes into the fantasy?
Oh my
God! They sponsor that for you.
See,
wow.
this guy now this morning, I walk in, scared the crap out of me. He was here.
Ooh.
He started this new thing up early.
Good for him.
He was right there in the chairs, like getting work done. Now he's witty.
I'm on my game now.
Yeah, look at this.
No one's gonna care, because no one cares about this. But I had a dream last night that I slept for 14 hours yesterday. At 2 p.m. missed everything this morning and had 100 missed calls. Bad dream. Bad.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Special thanks to Robin Washington, HuskerLine.com, hanging out with us. I didn't get a chance to ask you guys this yesterday. We talked World Cup because it's over now. Did you have a favorite moment?
Ooh.
Because I know we talk about
the
knockout stages, the 4, the 2, the champion, right? But was there a moment you go back? Because I think, again, you guys will know better than me. This felt like a very dynamic, one of the top World Cup as a whole that we've seen in recent time. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, the final was rough, but everything else was great. To me, it was the 3rd of July, specifically Cape Verde's goal in extra time to tie things up.
Yep.
The just stunning goal out of what felt like nowhere to tie things. And it was okay, Argentina, they've gotten their extra time goal. Cape Verde put up a heck of a fight. But then Cape Verde just laces one into the top corner to tie things up in extra time. Ooh, that's up there. And I also say the excitement of that first Team USA performance where they go and win 4-1 against Paraguay and Gio Reyna hits that banger at the end. That one was also pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Those are probably top 2 for me. One is biased because of Team USA. The other one, generally speaking, that Cape Verde goal was incredible.
Watching live Argentina come back against Egypt.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty nuts. It was what, the 80-something minute, and they're down 2-0. No,
yeah, they put up 3 goals in 10 minutes to come back and win it in normal time.
Watching that live was pretty crazy, and then even Elijah and I right here in this studio watching them come back against England. I don't know how Argentina kept doing it, but their comebacks were pretty crazy. The whole World Cup.
I just think of Cape Verde every time. I go back to wow, that story, pretty phenomenal. But I forgot to ask you guys that yesterday because it's a good wrap up because we get so focused on championships and golden boots and all that, and we forget to go, man, look how good this was as a whole, and how well it was perceived, and it lit America soil on fire with fan bases from all over the world.
I'd like to see how soccer culture in America, if it changes from this World Cup run. We shall see. I'm curious to see if there are lasting ramifications, because
it's a great question.
You could tell FIFA really want to, and with this run, really wanted to open up this last real like untapped market of America for soccer.
You feel like soccer, I don't know, because you think back to certain sports that like certain individuals lit the sport on fire. Tiger Woods. What good Tiger Woods did to golf, not just professional golf, but golf around the world, the youth, the amateurs, all that. Is there someone like that or teams like that can light American soccer on fire? Or is it just one of those things that we just say, soccer is not an American sport. It's just not for us.
Messi's been doing it just a little bit over the past couple of years since he went down to Miami. He's been playing in MLS. He's been doing a little bit. To see him make this World Cup run might help, but you do need an American to step forward and be the face of soccer. And they have what's the guy's name? DC. He plays for DC United. Is it Callum something?
Just an interesting conversation about how you light it on fire. How does it become a
Kevin Sullivan plays for Philadelphia Union, 16-year-old midfielder. I believe he is signed by Manchester City, but playing on loan here in the United States. I wonder if he's going to be that guy. He's really good. He's a midfielder, but shorter, kind of Messi-esque.
Just an interesting thought about how you light it on fire. This day in 1957, the PGA men's golf was at Miami Valley Golf Club. Lionel Herbert wins 2-1 from Dow Fisterwad. That was the last time. It's interesting because that was the last time that event was played under match play format. They did a match play in the PGA back in 1957 just for the championship. Now, the PGA championship, if it's tied, it's a 3-hole aggregate. They play 3 holes, best score out of the 3 holes wins. And then they move on.
What's your favorite golf tiebreaker? Because every tournament's got their own.
The Sudden. Oh, you know what it used to be? It used to be, they don't do anymore, the U.S. Open. 18-hole Monday.
Yep.
That was my favorite.
Just 2 guys battling it out.
Two guys. You get a chance to rest. You get a chance to go back, regroup, and you got to play. It's like to the death. 18 holes.
Followed by, I love Masters, how it's go back and play 18. And then is it 10 or is it 11?
I don't remember that one.
That's also a good, the sudden death or the 18 hole, go play a whole nother Monday.
And I don't mind the PGA the way they do it either. But the 18 hole is like back in the day when I remember there's a lot of them, but like Tiger, Rocco Mediate, my goodness, that was fire.
Mm-hmm.
After Tiger birdied the 72nd hole to get it to that level and then boom on and they go 18. And that thing was a match all the way down.
They're probably not the easiest for a TV audience.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For the golf course as well, because you got to remember, you got to get all the volunteers back, all that's got to be redone on Monday.
Not to mention all the
and
people
your members.
The members and the people that were attending the weekend that were planning on flying out.
Tee time's canceled today, guys.
Monday morning.
Full sheet gone. Let's see here. What else we got?
On this day in 1973, Hank Aaron hit his 700th home run off of the Phillies' Ken Brett.
Huh. What we got here? On this day in 1989, Mike Tyson. Boy, if you ever watch Mike Tyson tonight, Mike Tyson KOs Carl Williams in 1:33 for the heavyweight boxing title. 1:33.
Anything else that we're missing?
It's crazy because you watch, it's like the thing has changed so much. There's a lot of PGA golf stories, but now this is back when the PGA was actually in August.
Yeah.
Now it's May.
Which they've moved up. It's for football season.
Yep.
Everyone
Turns
attention to football.
They do it. It's a major every month for them. Coming up, boy, a lot of football talk coming up. We're going to have NFL, college football stories that we missed and a whole lot more. Sit back, relax. Elijah, see ya. We'll be right back.
Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the whoop. And now his speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Nebraska. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Nebraska School Activities Association and the Nebraska State Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. At least 1,000 airline flights, many of them into and out of the Northeast, have already been canceled for today as a strong line of storms is expected to move into the region. Parts of New York and New Jersey are still drying out from flash flooding over last weekend. Along the Gulf Coast, Tropical Storm Bertha is churning with landfall possible tomorrow or early Thursday. Here's ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z.
The system is just south of the Florida Panhandle, slowly rotating west, with landfall expected in southeast Louisiana on Wednesday. Officials are also warning beachgoers to stay out of the water. High surf and dangerous rip currents could make swimming deadly.
As air raid sirens sounded again overnight in Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan, and as the Strait of Hormuz remains effectively shut down, the Iran conflict's costs are now being debated.
The administration is requesting nearly $70 billion to pay for this war, and Secretary Hegseth and the Joint Chiefs Chairman will be on the Hill to defend that request. They will also likely be asked about the injuries and fatalities.
ABC Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz. Michigan now reporting more than 6,000 cases of that parasitic bacteria linked to lettuce supplied by Taylor Farms.
The company has now voluntarily recalled nearly 36 of its iceberg lettuce products in 27 states, saying overnight that we are no longer sourcing iceberg lettuce grown in central Mexico for the remainder of the growing season. And it adds that it has experts on site investigating all potential sources of contamination.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. 2 American tourists recovering after being stabbed in Greece.
This happened right outside the Acropolis Museum. It's an area crowded with early morning tour groups. This is Greece's top tourist attraction, and it was open early this morning because of the heat wave. Police say the suspect had been out in the street brandishing a knife, and he is now in custody. He's described as a 60-year-old man with severe psychological problems.
That's James Longman. This is ABC News.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Control is everything to me. Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
No approval toward money to fix up an old private pool. Good morning, I'm Jeff Modes. Right now we have 77 degrees with a mostly cloudy sky at KFOR. On Monday, Lincoln City Council members approved of 6 of the 8 proposed amendments to the 2-year city budget, which is set to take effect September 1st. Monday's budget meeting was to make amendments to the budget proposal. One proposal included advancing $152,000 to opening the formerly private Middling Pool south of 73rd and Holdridge, which has been closed since 2023. This was brought forth by Councilmember James Michael Bowers.
We're not restoring a private membership pool. We're creating another place for Lincoln families and building a community asset that serves more people in more ways than ever before.
With 6 of the 7 council members present, the vote to opening up Middle Lane Pool came up short with a tie, but the council did approve of an amendment to invest $935,000 for city pools. Monday's votes were on whether to advance the amendments to the August 3rd public hearing on the city budget. A Wahoo couple has died after a Sunday afternoon crash north of Prague. According to a release from the Saunders County Sheriff's Office to KFOR News, a southbound truck on Highway 79 was attempting to turn eastbound onto County Road V in front of a northbound truck, which was unable to avoid the collision. The passenger in the southbound truck that was turning, 84-year-old Mildred Fouillon, died at the scene, while her husband and driver, 89-year-old Marvin Fouillon, died at an Omaha hospital. A 30-year-old Prague man in the northbound pickup suffered what was believed to be a broken leg and other minor injuries. He was taken to a Fremont hospital. That investigation is still ongoing. Lincoln Chamber of Commerce and Visit Lincoln's Vice President of Operations and Development, Derek Fireherm, has passed away after a nearly 2-year cancer battle. According to the Chamber, Fireherm passed away Friday at the age of 44. Services for him are set for July 29th at 10:30 in the morning at St. Mary's Catholic Church in his hometown of West Point. Becoming mostly sunny today and a high around 90. Right now we're at 77 in Lincoln. I'm Jeff Motes, KFOR News.
Don't forget to use your KFOR Summer Fun Punch ticket and enjoy your fun-free activities at the Lincoln Children's Zoo. Paint yourself silly. The Lincoln Salt Dogs, Sun Valley Lanes and Games, and the Lincoln Children's Museum. The Summer Fun Punch ticket has raised over $600,000 for Lincoln area PTAs and PTOs. Enjoy the summer with the Summer Fun Punch ticket. Brought to you by Amigos, Hoppytown Juice Stop, Lincoln City Libraries, Lost in Fun, Swanson Martial Arts, Soulful Cocina, and KFOR. Let's go! With Liberty Plus checking from Liberty First Credit Union, your money helps you move forward. Earn 5.50% APY on balances up to
Plus, rack up You Choose rewards that you can redeem for cash, travel, and more. With relationship pricing on savings, CDs, and loan rate discounts, Liberty Plus Checking helps you earn more with every dollar. Let's go! Earn with Liberty Plus Checking. Visit Liberty First.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Beautiful morning out there. And definitely compared to yesterday. Get to a lot of football this hour. We're going to start with some college football, SEC media days. There's some stuff out there about the easiest schedules. Look at some of those teams with the easy schedules, as Nebraska is not one of them. I have questions about the Nebraska schedule from the fan base perspective, because it was brought up a minute ago. That was interesting question about the schedule for Nebraska. We'll get to NFL as well. Camp starts about a week away from camp or so. Some stories out there from the camps, what you're looking forward to, and stories that we missed. I want to ask you this about the Husker schedule. I think it's a topic for a lot of fans right now because there's been a lot made of this schedule. New faces and staff. Talked to Robin about that earlier. We've talked about it, whether it be your DC O-line coach who's been recruiting his tail off for next year, how that looks this year. Maher, the running back situation. But is that schedule, how many Husker fans, we talked to Robin about, I think you asked him about the schedule of Nebraska basketball expectations versus football expectations. Has the schedule turned people off or lowered expectations this year?
I think it's a factor. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying fans aren't going to go. We're going to go to games. Now, the first 5, real good chance to be 5-0, right? Real good chance. I think 5-0 is an expectation for this football team. Without digging in, I mean, we're not going to break down the schedule quite yet, but I think if you look at it on the surface, 5-0 for me is an expectation. If you have a chance to win 7 to 9 games, let's throw that out there, right? People are going to go to games. Seats are going to be filled. Yada, 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 right? Well, at least we hope. That's the expectation that's been. But when you get past that, how are people feeling about that schedule when you get into the nuts and bolts of the Big Ten, especially looking at some of the teams and some of the places you have to go? Yeah. How quickly, and I guess the other question is, how quickly will fans turn off to Nebraska football in the back half if things go? Because again, Ohio, Bowling Green, North Dakota, Michigan State, Maryland. But then Indiana, Oregon, Washington, Illinois, Ohio State, Iowa, you got Rutgers mixing there too.
I kind of think about, from the fan perspective, sometimes what's sort of the incentive on some of these games to go to it, knowing what it's been for you in however many of the past years, of 10 past years, when you've had these so-called big games at your home stadium. Okay, you got Ohio State coming in November 21st at home. How confident are you that Nebraska is going to pull off a win in that game, to where do you want to go, if you go look on SeatGeek right now, how many people are going to want to spend $145 to go and see what? A loss? Maybe a 20-point loss? What are people really going to want to go do?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to want to actually go to that game, or are they going to want to stay at home and watch it and then probably turn it off by the third quarter?
That's a great question you just brought up there. Let's see here.
I think, and you could say that for a lot of these games. Like, what's the incentive for the fan to be like, yeah, I do want to go to a Nebraska football game?
Those are great points. I'm looking on SeatGeek right now.
I would say most people right now, they're saying, we're going to save our money. We got basketball in a couple months. Screw the football game. Let's go to a basketball game.
I'm looking at it right now, and this is just home games. And I'm not going to dig into SeatGeek or whatever. I just go there because that's the partnership Nebraska has.
Mm-hmm.
The first 4 games, $27, $25, $58, $46. I think the $58, the North Dakota State, the North Dakota game, Cole Swindell's playing after the game. Might be a little inflated just because of that. But to your point, October 10th, get in right now, today, $102. Washington coming to town, $75. 73, sorry. October, that's Halloween night. Or whenever, Halloween. Ohio State, you seen this one?
Mm-hmm.
Get in 145.
Mm-hmm. And sure, the environment, the experience, everything will probably be really cool for that game. Probably,
but is that enough?
Probably be a night game at Memorial Stadium. They'll hype it up. It'll be this super cool thing. You have the light show, and Nebraska's down 28-7 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And I don't want to say it, but is it like it's one of those things where I think there's a lot of factors. Obviously, you look at the schedule. You look at the opponents you're bringing in. A big factor this will be what your first 5 games look like. 5-0, Indiana will be electric.
Absolutely.
Going into that, defending national champion coming to town, those ticket prices will go up if you're 5-0. But as you progress towards the back half, what that looks like and how quickly fans will not defect, but turn the page. Also knowing, and again, I think this is all the factors, right? Also knowing that is the last season for South Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Until they get it rebuilt. If it's just a turnoff or how quickly it'll go that way. Because for years now, we've always looked forward to next year. Right? But this year there's some shiny new objects. Whether it be coordinators, Jeep Wade has been phenomenal on the paper side so far with the recruiting. Robin Washington mentioned, Ulrich, the DC, what that looks like. Shiny new transfer quarterback, right? Or is it the fact that there's so many questions coming in to this year at quarterback, running back, defense, Coach Rule?
I think it is more questions than it is optimism or confidence from Husker Nation. I think, people are to the point to where it's like, how much more can they give? How much more can they, believe in this team? So if things do go south in the second half of the season, yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of fans deject and just say, I don't really
stay
care.
At home.
I don't really care.
Sell my tickets.
Yep.
Just per game, not overall.
Yeah.
Because I think there's still some out there available for sure. It was a thought, and have we written them off already?
I don't think so. I think there's still,
have we written them off already? Because there's still,
there's still like that sprinkle of optimism of it's just like you could see the ceiling of what it could be. Of if everything does come together, you have so many good pieces that, if Orich works out and his new scheme with the players that he brought from San Diego State and the players that he's coached before, and they know this system and everything gels together. Okay, awesome. The defense is locked down. They hold teams to 14 to 21 points a game. Great. You have Calandra. He's an explosive guy who, fires the rest of the team up. He's diving for first downs and he's taking that extra step. He's not turning the ball over. The running back room comes together. You have younger guys step up. You have explosive targets in the receiver room. You have a good offensive line. Everything could come together and be something super special.
Yeah. And I think for Nebraska fans, I know probably for me, I'll tell you personally, for me, I don't know what the first 5 tell us.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
How much can you take from that?
I don't know. Is it, can it tell you if you go out and you're blowing the doors off some people? Yeah.
If you go beat Ohio and Bowling Green by 30, okay, so what?
Well, we'll get a little bit probably. I know, and again, this is just me speaking fan perspective looking at it. We're still not to fall camp yet. All the stuff still to happen. That's why we won't break schedule down quite yet on this show. We'll get to that point. We got to get to camp, see what goes on. But the first test, I think, on paper is going to Michigan State.
Has to be.
On the road. You're on the road. They're going to be fired up because they got a new coach, Pat Fitzgerald, who's a really good coach. They'll probably pack the house on that day just because one, Nebraska's coming. Two, it's, I haven't looked at their schedule quite yet.
That'll be, right before us, they have Notre Dame on the road. So, that could be a huge opportunity for Michigan State. Okay, coming back home, they probably could get their doors blown off going to Notre Dame, and then you come home. This is our bounce back. We get into Big Ten play. They're going to have Nebraska circled. That's going to be a huge game for them, as it's going to be a big game for us.
Heck yeah! I mean, they're going to be, like you said, it'll be their first Big Ten affair.
Yep,
their first Big Ten affair. I got their schedule finally up.
Think about that.
I know you already had it, but
first Big Ten affair under Pat Fitzgerald. Coming home after you just played Notre Dame. That place is going to be rocking.
Yep,
they're going to get up for that game.
Yep. That'll be and it'll be just the factors of on the road, right? On the road, Pat Fitzgerald. But I think Nebraska fans, there's a lot that could be said in the first couple of games. Nebraska fans, myself and everybody, are going to draw conclusions earlier because if you go out and if you play a few clunky games but still win, you're not going to feel as great, right? If you go out and let Ohio, Bowling Green, and North Dakota hang around for a while,
you're pulling away in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're like, oh, man,
you don't feel great about that.
But that the other thought is, can we expect that? No. Do we want that? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to get blown out. A lot of fans out there remember the days. I remember the days, and again, I got here in 2001. I remember the days of going to the stadium, and going, "Sorry, Temple. Sorry, Troy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to blow your doors off. You can do nothing about it." But then it evolved to like, everybody's coming here to get our best shot. Hope you show up. Just the thoughts go through my head about that schedule because there's been a lot made of it.
Yeah.
And I don't want, hopefully, I don't think that, I know the team's not, Coach Rule has spoke about it. That schedule is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. But it's what are we going to learn in the first 5? That's the deal. Because I'm telling you now, for me, expectations to be 5-0. Ohio, Bowling Green, North Dakota, new upstart coach, don't care if you're on the road. They're still trying to put stuff together, but he always has a great game plan to do stuff. And Maryland at home.
That's the
Maryland home locks. He's on the hot seat.
The thing about that Michigan State game is it'll be a tough spot, but you are the better team. That is a game that if you want to be the team that you're supposed to be, that's a game you should win. Yes, Pat Fitzgerald, new head coach. Yes, tough spot on the road. Yes, they'll be fired up for that game, but you should still win that game if you want to be the Nebraska that you're supposed to be.
That's right, because then after the first 5, if you can when you take care of business, opportunity knocks. Momentum is a great drug, right? It's a great drug. Can you imagine?
Look at the Red Sox right now.
Yeah, it's a great drug.
Ride momentum.
Give me all the adrenaline and momentum. Give me 5-0. Let us welcome the defending national champion to town.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let us do that. But I wanted to go there because I'm thoughts about the schedule because I think a lot has been made of it.
I think Washit said it's a tale of 2 seasons.
It is.
And it really is. You could probably even say it's a tale of 3 seasons. The first 5 games, that middle stretch of October to the beginning of November, and then your last 3. How do you do? Probably even your last 2. That game against Ohio State at home, and then that dreaded one on Black Friday against Iowa.
Let's be honest. How many Husker fans are looking at that schedule going, if we don't go 5-1, kiss a bowl game goodbye?
Yep.
Let's be brutally honest.
Yep.
Because if you're 4-1, where do you find the other 2? I mean, you could go, okay, 4-1, your other 2 on paper only.
Rutgers?
It's 2 of the 3, right? It's either Washington at home, at Illinois, or Rutgers. That 3 games right there. And we know what happens a lot when we play Illinois. Bielema was always ready.
Mm-hmm.
Always the tougher team. If you go 4-1, that's your 3 opportunities to get 2 more. Because then you're going to go Indiana, probably not. Oregon, probably not on the road. Ohio State, probably not. Iowa, Ole Miss, probably not on the road. So expectations start to either grow or simmer. And it's a momentum uprise or killer.
Jeff Snitley with a comment in the stream. I think this is sort of the sentiment for a lot of Husker fans. Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. But I just want to make sure.
You can see it. You can see it. But you can also see you can see the ceiling, you can also see the floor. And
the ceiling is on the roof, as the GOAT said.
Yeah.
But it's not an excuse. I don't want this to be an excuse, this schedule thing.
Correct. Because it's not for other teams.
Nope.
Other teams have extremely tough schedules. They still go out and win games.
Yep. They did put out CBS Sports, speaking of schedule. So a lot of talk around the schedule. We'll get more to that. But the expectation I have right now in front is go 5-0 and let the chips fall where they fall at that point. Then you got opportunities to go get a few and get bowl eligible. Number one is to check the box, right? To continue that pace. Because Nebraska, to get to where they got to go to, have be consistent at that level, bowl game level right now. That's where we are. Let's be honest.
Yep.
This team is not Big Ten championship ready or worthy yet currently. This team is not national championship talking conversation yet. This team is trying to get back to being the bowl game streak. That's where you're at. Some teams in the Big Ten, by the way, the CBS Sports has an article about the 10 easiest schedules that could cause some havoc. Checking in at 10 is Penn State. Penn State. They break it down by the number of ranked opponents they have in the spring. They only have 3 ranked opponents on their schedule from last year coming back on their schedule. They've got their Big Ten schedule kind of maps out. They got Wisconsin, USC, Michigan. I mean, it's an easy one. That's at number 10. Matt Kimmel walked into a really nice schedule in his first year.
Sure did.
For that one, he could cause some havoc. Another one out there. And some of these are like contenders. When you start looking at the one that jumped off the board at me is a lot of been talk about Texas Tech. Texas Tech checks in at number 2 out of the Big 12. They have 1 returning top 25 team on their schedule. Look at that juggernaut of not a schedule. Oregon State, Houston, Sam Houston, Colorado, Arizona State, Cincinnati, Arizona, West Virginia, Oklahoma. I mean, they just got nothing. Teams that could backdoor their way into a playoff bid.
Mm-hmm.
Another interesting one in Miami. Oh, boy. Weren't they in the national championship game last year?
Yep.
Didn't Pat Narduzzi say the ACC was better than the Big Ten? How about Miami walks into the 5th easiest schedule in the country with only 2 ranked opponents from last year that'll be on that schedule. They have Stanford, Florida A&M, Wake Forest, Central Michigan at Clemson, Florida State, Pittsburgh at Carolina, at Notre Dame, Duke, Virginia Tech, Boston College.
That's crazy.
Way to go, ACC.
Your hardest game on that schedule is obviously at Notre Dame.
That's it.
But other than
Clemson,
that,
maybe if Clemson gets back on track to where they need to be, I don't know. And speaking of Pitt, now, dudes, look at this. He comes in at 6th. ACC is so good. They have 1 returning top 25 team. You know who that was?
Miami.
Miami, Ohio, UCF, Syracuse, Bucknell. Good job. Virginia Tech, Carolina, Boston College, Miami, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Louisville, Cal. ACC is so good.
I think there's like 4. There's 1 ACC team, NC State, at the number 1.
They're at number schedule. 1. Boy, talk about like they have 0.
4 Virginia, 5 Miami, 6 Pittsburgh,
well,
8 SMU.
Tell me the ACC is better than the Big Ten or any of them.
4 of the 10 easiest schedules are teams in the ACC.
Come on, man. NC State caught so many breaks in their schedule. If you look at their games, Louisville, Wake Forest, at Stanford, Cal, Duke, Syracuse, at Florida State, at Carolina. They're non-con. Or they're at Virginia, Richmond, Vandy, App State. Come on, Pat. Just a lot of schedule talk out there going on because that's the time of year on where we're at. But more looking at Nebraska. Right? That schedule. No excuses. But Robert did make a great point. It's the tale of 2 halves. But for me, expectation, just sitting here going, hey, you got to be 5-0.
That's the expectation.
Those are real conversations I think need to I think as a fan, that are just real interesting to start looking at. We're not too far away. We're about less than a week away from Big Ten Media Days when Nebraska will take it. And then will be August 5th is camp day.
Before we know it, it'll be game week.
Game week, and then the return of the Real Red Reaction Show, which we've got everything laid out now. Let's go. Let's go. So, all right. Good college football talk. Thanks for hanging out. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue football. We'll talk to the NFL when we return. Real talk. Real talk. Just don't want those crutches to be thrown in there.
To where, like, if you do start 3-3, oh, but the schedule's really hard. I agree.
We'll go to that too. We got some NFL camp stories, and then we got five. Yes, CBS Sports has an article out there: the 5 NFL contenders with the easiest path to the playoffs. Take that.
You know what my my plums are telling me, just like my intuition about Nebraska. They're going to start 4-0. They're going to win that Michigan State game, come home, and everybody's going to be super excited for the homecoming game against Maryland, and that's the one that they're going to lose.
Some dumb drop game.
Yeah.
FloodX 10, great question. We'll ask that when we come back. It's a great question. Hang tight. And I'll say this too when we come back to. I'll write this down so I don't forget to say it. Talking that. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy Tuesday. FloodX 10, great question. As a big rule supporter, what does the record need to be for job security purpose? Important that I say this because I don't want to hear anymore. And this is the fan. This is me saying it. This has got to be about wins and losses. I don't really care about progress anymore. Oh, it looks better. It looks so much better. But guess what? You lost. We teach that to our baseball teams. Well, we fought hard, but you lost. There's a winner and a loser, right? And lessons to be learned. I feel like that in sports. There's a winner, there's a loser, lessons to be learned. How to become a winner. And we mentioned earlier in the show, we talk about those 3 things. Make the routine play, throw strikes, hit the baseball, score runs, execute. Those 3 things. To me, I don't know. I throw it out there, but this has got to be about wins and losses. It can't be about, well, we hung with Indiana 41-34. We're right there, had a chance. I don't care. Is that fair?
Yeah.
I just hear and go 7 wins. I need to see 7.
I sort of asked this question Thursday and Friday when we were out. Elijah was also out, and I was filling in on the Average Joe Sports Show in the afternoon. And I asked the question: if you go 9-3, but all 3 of those losses are those 3 playoff teams on your schedule, what's the feeling?
I don't care. It's 9 wins. That checks the box for me.
Okay.
9 is better than 6 or 7. Right? 9. It says 9. That shows me we're moving the right direction. I don't care if they're losses to whoever. 9 wins. That's a good number. When's the last time you saw a 9 in front of Nebraska's first column?
I think you definitely have to win the games that you're supposed to win, and probably by margin. And you have to go and get, I think, 2 of these on the road. Michigan State, we already have acknowledged. That's a game you got to win. Illinois, get that monkey off your back.
Get that one, man.
And
yeah,
that, like you said, that's a team that's always giving you struggles. That's a game you got to have scheduled this year, and that Iowa game. You have those 4 road games. Go 3-1 in those. Go 3-1 in road games this year. That'll be huge. I think at the end of the day, probably 8-4 is a record that you're looking for. 7-5.
Give me 7. I'm just throwing it out there. It can't be this like creeping in 6-6 thing.
Yes,
because it still feels yuck. At least it's got to be a 7, and that doesn't count a bowl win. That's the 7. That's the regular season.
And again, Robin made a good point too. If you start 5-0 and then you finish 7-5, do you feel good about that? No, you don't.
No,
you don't.
But to me, it just comes down to the number. I'll just throw the number out there. Speaking of schedules, boy, NFL camp. You got camps tomorrow. The Hall of Fame game teams report tomorrow. They get to get going next week. You got NFL stuff going on. I know you're starting to look at your Patriots. Have they moved past the drama yet?
I think so.
Let's put that away.
I think they have.
Put that into a box. Put it away. But there's a lot of questions out there for teams right now. There's an interesting article out there about schedules, about NFL contenders with the easiest path to the playoffs. And 2 of those teams missed it last year. 2 big ones that we are used to seeing as of recent times. About the Lions. Their opponents this year, again, right off this article, CBSSports.com, you're looking at teams that missed it last year that hope to return this year, could cause some problems. The Lions' opponents this year posted the 6th worst winning percentage in 2025. How about that? The Lions, a lot of their opponents ranked in the bottom half of like the total like schematic of things. They have the Saints, Jets, Panthers, Cardinals, Vikings, Dolphins, Falcons, Titans, Vikings, Giants.
I heard a lot of wins in there.
Their power ranking of that group last year were the best team on that board from a power ranking up to last year was 19th. That was the Vikings.
Trying to think, the Lions made some sort of acquisition this offseason, right? They got Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. You know, they're retooling things.
Like the North's going to be tough, but they're 10, like those non-divisional games, whew, they're checking boxes on that one.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at that. Boy, the Saints draw into this thing too. They just restructured, by the way. They restructured Alvin Kamara to be able to keep him around.
I think
that's going to fly under the radar screen, but be a really good mix because of quarterback Tyler Shaw had a really good back half of the year where they won 4 of his final 5 starts as a rookie.
He did look really good when they made him the starter. One of the things I like to look at, you know, that kind of, and obviously this isn't, you know, the tell-all of everything, but it kind of gives you a sort of what this team's going to be about next year is looking at where Vegas has their win total set at. And I think I saw the other day that the Saints, If you had to guess what their win total was set at, what do you think?
This year coming up?
Yeah.
They play 17, right?
Yeah. And after
17
how,
games, 17 weeks or 17, 8.5.
7.5.
Okay.
And I thought that was, for how their season went last year, how they finished, I thought that was still pretty high.
Yeah, I read this. This is interesting. They only have one. So if you week 3 through 10, only one true road game. They've got a road against the Giants, and then they got international with the Steelers. One true road game coming up. Here's a team that I think expectation-wise, it's going to fall on the defense when you look at it. Can they stop anybody? Cincinnati, the Bengals. They have the third cushiest schedule by opponent win totals in the entire NFL.
At what point does that front office do something about the defense?
I don't know. They tried Dexter Lawrence, Boy Mafe, Jonathan Allen up front. Brian Cook has been added. They're trying.
The names sound great. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see what it looks like on the field, because you got to feel bad for Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins over the past however many years, just putting up 30 points a game and your defense can't stop a parked car.
Can they return to form? In the same breath, the Ravens are on this list in the same division.
Talk about a team with expectations every single year and never come up to it.
New coach. Same expectations.
Mm-hmm.
First year coach, yes, he couldn't ask for a better setup with all the talent they got. They have these games: Colts, Saints, Cowboys, Titans, Falcons, Browns, Bengals. None of those made the playoffs last year. They'll also, by the way, if you talk a lot about this, they'll take out the Brazil game. They have the Brazil game coming up, but they'll rank 21st in miles traveled this year. Last team they throw in there are the Philadelphia Eagles, with a lot of new faces on theirs as well. What they can do in that division.
Well, they got which I hate to say this now that he's on my football team, but they got a cancer out of the locker room, and maybe it'll be a different situation with New England. I just think there were a lot of things that people in that front office disagreed about with AJ Brown. And I think he's happy to be gone. I think they're happy to have him gone. Maybe that will make things run differently or run smoothly with that offense, because we talked about it a lot of times on this show last year. That Eagles offense was hard to watch sometimes last year. It was really, really tough to watch. But you have all the talent in the world. You have a really good offensive line. You have talent all over that team. We know who the Eagles can be when everything works together, and so we'll see how that shapes up for them this year. I think the Eagles do bounce back.
I think starting to look at divisions and stuff too is going to be really interesting as we start looking at just a lot of stuff. The divisions have changed so much, the power in the team, what's the weakest division, how that all pans out coming up. Have you thought about a team? I mean, obviously you got your team. You start looking at divisions and on paper how they start to shape out. Because you look at the AFC East, 2-team race, just based on what's happening there with Jets, Dolphins, 2-team race, right?
Yeah.
Bills, Pats.
Vegas pretty much has the same
new coach
sentiment.
in Buffalo.
Vegas pretty much has the same sentiment. Bills minus 125 favorites, Patriots plus 120. So pretty even split on those two teams.
AFC North, probably that same thing. 2-team race, Cincinnati, Baltimore. Yep. Interesting stuff out of Cleveland with Garrett gone. Who wins the quarterback spot there? Is it going to be Watson or Shadur? Does Dylan Gabriel play in it all? And then what are the expectations for a last year of most likely, right? Last year, Aaron Rodgers. AFC South. Boy, it's interesting. Houston. That might be a competitive division.
A lot more competitive than one may think. I mean, even these bottom two teams, the Colts and the Titans, The Titans sneakily could be all right this year.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing in Brian Dable, bringing in Robert Saleh to shore out your defense.
They have
Cam Ward, second year.
They have an elite coaching staff.
They really do. And I think Cam Ward's going to take steps.
Houston, did they get enough offensive line help for Stroud?
They sure needed it.
AFC West, full of everything. My goodness. Broncos, Chiefs, Mendoza, the Raiders, Kirk Cousins out there as well. The Chargers, will they continue to do what they always do? Just get up to the line and fall back with one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league out there at Herbert. What's Mahomes like when he returns? Don't really know that answer until you get back out there. NFC East, I would assume right now, do they have the Chiefs as the favorite? Still, no matter what, just because it's the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Broncos slightly behind probably?
Actually, the Chargers coming in behind the Chiefs.
Woo!
See,
all right.
Plus 160 on the Chiefs, plus 190 on the Chargers, plus 225 on the Broncos.
All right, so fairly close.
Very close, yeah.
Interesting. NFC East, boy, just a lot of questions there. I think this is an interesting division. You got the Cowboys. Can the Cowboys get it all done right for a change? Don't know. Eagles, obviously, we see their schedule fairly favorable. The Commanders with Daniels. I think the Giants could be a super X factor in this division. But I would probably bet they've got Eagles, Cowboys, Giants in that order.
Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders,
Giants at the end.
It would be tough for the Giants to really bounce back after the injuries that they had last year.
NFC North, I think this might be the most competitive, minus the Vikings.
Oh, man, this
Bears, Lions, Packers.
This division's a gauntlet.
I think the outlier are the Vikings right now, probably at the bottom. If I had to guess, maybe they're going Bears, Packers, Lions, or Lions, Bears, Packers.
Lions, Packers, Bears.
Here we go. Lions, their schedule. I just thought about that. Their schedule, what we just talked about, it could be in their favor. I think another division is really interesting. The South, yuck. This is there for the taking.
That's why it's so interesting, is because they're all kind of just like meh.
They are. I think the most intriguing one's one we already talked about, the Saints.
Yeah. The Falcons, I guess, with who do you pick between Penix and Tua?
None. A lefty YOLO.
Yeah, which one's the better lefty?
Don't know. Baker, does he have that still in him at that level? Does he get finally gotten healthy?
The Panthers last year showed some life. Bryce Young had some really nice moments, but they're still just not that.
Still the Panthers.
They're still the Panthers.
And then that West, I think is a gauntlet too. Minus the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals still down there.
Yeah.
They're in fourth. I think probably, if I'm guessing this, Rams, Seahawks, Niners.
Yep.
The Rams, the gauntlet. Well, but the question there is, does Aaron Donald return?
I doubt it.
He's been at the facility. Do they have all the pieces? They have all the pieces right now to go win this.
There's a lot of teams on here that just, I think in years past, have had expectations, and it's kind of hard to trust them. Like you mentioned the Chargers. You want to look at the Chargers and be like, man, this team could be really good. But you say that every single year.
Every single year.
Same with the Cowboys. Same with the Packers. It seems like they always pan out to be the same team every year. So what team's going to be different? The Ravens. Can they finally get over that playoff hump? Who else?
Window closing, Ravens. I'm most excited to kind of watch the Giants not having a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
For the most part.
If they have everybody healthy, that'll be a really fun team.
Yep. If Scatterboot continues to do like backflips or whatever he's been doing.
Yeah, he needs to not do that.
Somebody needs to write like some addendum in his contract to stop this stuff, this nonsense.
I thought if you haven't seen the video out there, it's Scatterboot kind of pointing at his ACL and being like, yeah, I'm good. And then pulling a backflip. And then when he lands, it looks like he re-tears it because he like falls backwards and doesn't land properly. It was if you're the front office of the Giants, that's one where you pull Scadaboo in
Look here, man.
Monday morning, say, hey, dude, you need to cut that stuff out.
That's where some of the maybe that coach at the top can help.
Yeah,
ease that.
I absolutely.
Coordinator says, go ahead.
That'll be huge for them in New York, having Harbaugh in there with all those young guys to try and to lead them like that.
Coordinator said America's team has no hope unless Dak takes a pay cut. We cannot afford a decent team with his salary. True story. FloodX said America's team was so 90s. So, boy, they're getting going. Got a couple teams headed to camps coming up. Believe it, here it is. Oh, yuck. These teams, they need to be at camp early. That Hall of Fame game, Carolina, Arizona.
Oh,
they need to be at camp early. So those two teams get to report early next week. The rest will get going. So, all right, good stuff. Let's take a break. Final break of the hour of the show. Come back with stories that we missed. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I have a few stories here. No.
The stories we missed. The Morning Hookup.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup. Boy, I don't know. I didn't watch a lot, but I caught a lot of highlights. We talked about this NBA class that just got drafted. They didn't disappoint in the Summer League. A lot of stars played well in the Summer League. You look about what Braden Burries did. Boy, in the 4 games, 24-point average. Caleb Wilson, we saw what he did in a few games, knocking down 7 threes in a game. Thunderous dunks, great defense. Boozer, shot him out, had a good one. Darren Peterson, Yaxel, DeBanza, man, they all had great. Boy, it's good. That is going to make the NBA a little more intriguing coming up with that draft class and those stars. And by the way, Rink Mass can dunk.
You see that?
You can dunk, man.
That knee's looking pretty good.
You can dunk.
No, yeah. All these guys are I see them shaping out really well in the league. And my hot take, Caleb Wilson is going to be better than AJ DeBonza and Darren Peterson. That kid is special. He's insane. I just think with where Chicago, and I think he's going to shape out best out of the three because of just where those franchises are and who they have on their roster. DeBonza is going to come in and he's not going to be your number one option on that team. You got Trae Young and he's going to be he's going to be your number one guy running the point. You got Anthony Davis on that team. He's going to carry a lot of the ball as well. So Caleb Wilson is going to be probably your one of your number one options on that Bulls team. Speaking of the NBA, LeBron still has not made a decision on where he's going to go. We know he's not going to be with the Lakers, but says he's in no rush to make a decision. Teams have, reached out. He probably has a decision right now and just isn't coming out publicly about it. He's going to take his time. The Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers, Philadelphia 76ers, and Miami Heat are among teams that have continued their pursuit, with the three Eastern Conference franchises believed to be the top teams being considered.
You heard what Adam Silver said last week?
I did not.
And he's at the Game Plan Summit in New York. He said, I would like James to make his announcement already so we could finish the schedule. There's a big factor in that of what games are going to be highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, speaking of like things that have changed in reunions, Aaron Rodgers in the news, but not for a dark retreat or anything like that, but documented. He's been estranged from his family for like over a decade. Yesterday, multiple family photos on his Instagram post, like 5 of them. Got one with his mom, one with his dad, one with his brother. Another showed Rodgers and his brother putting a toy together. The final one showed him hanging out with his niece. He added the caption, another bonding week. Reunited.
Good for Aaron Rodgers. He's a strange fella, but, hope the best for him in his family endeavors, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got out there?
Let's see. Man, not a lot today. There's a lot of trade deadline talk going on right now. Obviously, the big news from today was the number of ESPN folks that have been told they're also being reported now. Cam Newton has been laid off.
Oh my!
There was an update. There was Cartwright, Tom Pacellero, Charles Davis, David Lloyd, Stephanie Ball, and now Cam Newton.
What do we got coming up tomorrow?
Henry T. Buchanan, for sure. We'll jump into more college football tomorrow. And there's a whole lot of you guys. It's going to be a hump day. A beautiful day tomorrow, like 75 tomorrow.
Hopefully we just flip the page on this weather stuff and go from living in an absolute sauna to actual good weather.
Oh, I looked. It's like, man, don't get comfortable. It's going to be comfortable. But I just saw the dailies like 89, 73, 73, 80, 94 Saturday, 101 Sunday, 98 Monday. Awesome. Sunday, it's like 101. A few clouds from time to time. Winds 5 to 10. No wind. It's going to be hot. Said tomorrow, Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan will jump more. We'll talk more Huskers and a whole lot more. Jump in some NFL talk. We'll do it all tomorrow. And you guys as well. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Tuesday. Take care of yourself, to each other. We'll catch you on a hump day.